Thanksgiving is a federal holiday in the United States celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. It originated as a harvest festival, and to this day, it's a time when family and friends gather to give thanks for the blessings of the past year. The holiday can be traced back to 1621, when the Plymouth colonists and the Wampanoag Native Americans shared an autumn harvest feast that is acknowledged as one of the first Thanksgiving celebrations in the colonies. This feast lasted 3 days and was attended by 90 Native Americans and 53 Pilgrims, according to attendee Edward Winslow's account. However, it wasn't until 1863, during the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national Thanksgiving Day to be held each November. Lincoln's decision was largely influenced by the tireless efforts of Sarah Josepha Hale, a magazine editor who had written letters to politicians for many years advocating for the establishment of a national holiday of Thanksgiving. The history of Thanksgiving is also fraught with misconceptions and contention. Some argue that the peaceful gathering of 1621 tells an incomplete story about the complex and often tumultuous relationship between Native Americans and settlers. Many indigenous people recognize the holiday as a day of mourning, reflecting on the subsequent seizure of land, cultural eradication, and aggressive assimilation policies that followed European colonization. Despite its complicated origins, Thanksgiving has become synonymous with certain traditions. The most prominent of these is the Thanksgiving meal, which typically includes turkey, stuffing, potatoes, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin pie. This meal is often a symbol of the harvest celebrations of the early colonists, though many of the dishes we associate with Thanksgiving today weren't necessarily on offer at the 1621 feast. The tradition has also evolved over time, incorporating a range of food that reflects the diverse melting pot of American culture. It's not uncommon to find dishes that represent different ethnic backgrounds on the modern Thanksgiving table, such as green bean casserole, sweet corn, or tamales. Another popular tradition is watching football on Thanksgiving Day. The Detroit Lions have hosted a Thanksgiving Day game since 1934, with the exception of a gap during World War II. The Dallas Cowboys started their own Thanksgiving Day game tradition in 1966, offering a chance for families to rally around the television in a shared love of sport. Parades have also become an integral part of the celebration, with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City being the most famous. This event features gigantic, helium-filled balloons of beloved cultural icons, marching bands, ornate floats, and performers, attracting millions of viewers each year, whether they're braving the cold on the streets or watching from home. Volunteering is another activity associated with Thanksgiving, as people take the opportunity to give back to their communities. Food drives, soup kitchens, and charity events are often busier than usual during this time, as the holiday's spirit of gratitude inspires acts of generosity and kindness. Across the nation, some families incorporate traditions of their own. These could include sharing what they're thankful for, running in turkey trots, or even starting the meal with a toast. Some play games, watch movies, or simply enjoy the rare occasion of togetherness. In closure, Thanksgiving remains a holiday both anchored by its historical roots and constantly evolving with each generation. It is a time for reflecting on the past, rejoicing in the present, and fostering hope for the future. Whether it's through a huge family feast, attending local events, or giving back to the community, this holiday prompts a pause in busy lives to acknowledge and express gratitude for the myriad blessings and relationships we hold dear.